Hey y'all, Sherry G, and I'm back with some more Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. I just want to give a little commentary on the Scotts 2.0 and their situation with Monster. I have to tell you that overall, the episode on this past Saturday, it was lackluster to me. It was missing something. I don't know. The castmates that were shown this Saturday, they just don't give a lot. And I'm totally over this whole raising monster situation. First of all, I feel like you say you're raising a king, but you're calling him monster. By this time in his life, he's 16 years old. He does need a nickname change. So hopefully, I won't refer to him as monster. I'll try to refer to him as Maurice Jr. But I do want to give some commentary on the family and the issues that they're facing. I'm going to let you listen to a small snippet of the episode as it pertains to them. Then I'll give my commentary. Feel free to share your thoughts down below in the comment section. Now keep in mind that the views expressed are alleged. It's for entertainment, fair use, and all that jazz. Now let's take a listen to the little snippet and then I'll be back with my commentary.
That we can all get on the same page. Has he told you about boot camp?
No.
We get up at 5 in the morning now. Get a better start on the day. He's been going along with it kind of well.
Okay, so you get up at 5, and what else?
Chores, that's tough.
There's not very many things, to be perfectly honest. Laundry in that room, getting the trash to the curb. What's the agreement for laundry?
Every week.
Right. It's just got to be a priority in your world at some point.
Anyway, now that you've heard the boot camp idea, do you have any disagreements with it or anything?
Not disagreements, but it sounds like it needs to be adjusted. Kimmi said that some of the things aren't being done, so maybe he needs something else to help him along with getting the chores done that he's supposed to do. That's on you, though. That's on you to do that part.
Why do you look like this?
Like what?
I'm saying, I'm looking at your face. It doesn't look like you're receptive.
What's that mean?
Okay, like you're receiving the conversation. It doesn't look like you're receptive. You are? That's your receptive face?
I mean, there's not really a face for that.
Yeah, it's kind of different. Yours is kind of like a rejection face. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying, oh man, this is a great suggestion. I'm going to use that. No, it didn't seem like that.
Honestly, Monster, I don't want to just keep giving you my ideas that I think might help. I want to know some of yours.
I don't have any right now.
Why?
I haven't thought about it like that.
Now's a perfect time to start thinking.
I want to ask you about the grades. How are the grades going?
They're getting better.
Getting better. How could they get even better?
Giving it max effort now, so I don't really think.
I don't understand. You want to get good grades, but you're not doing the work.
Yeah, it's like I have a goal, it's just don't feel like it at times.
That's the thing.
You got to explain this to me. Okay, so can we go to dinner to discuss this? I want to hear more from you about it.
All right.
Okay?
Us talking at you doesn't really matter so much. It's that you got to have the same stuff on the inside. And you're running out of time. And speaking of running out of time, why don't you run on out of here and finish doing the stuff that you need to do? You probably got some homework, don't you? I'm glad that Kai was here so that we could have this meeting. And so that Monster can also see that we're all here on the same page.
Except I don't think we're on the same page. I'll be real curious to hear what Kyle might have to say.
I think that was a healthy conversation. I just didn't want him to feel like we were ganging up on him.
It couldn't be that y'all was all ganging up on him. I was the only one that was out on the island. See, y'all like, hey, how do you feel about this? We want your buy-in. And I get it, guys.
I don't think you were on the island. I think I said sufficiently that there were things that, little milestones we weren't meeting. You just like to say it longer.
I think that he needs to understand there's a sense of urgency that you need to have right now that he doesn't have.
Do you think that it's possible he could be dealing with some feelings of not being around his mom as much and don't know what to do with those feelings?
It could be because you babied him a lot. And I'm asking him to grow up so that we can all get on the same page.
Okay, so there you have it. And like I said, to me, this episode was lackluster, but it gave us enough to get some more insight into the castmates and their character. Now, one of the things that Maurice says to his son is that he didn't seem to be receptive. So he was judging all of this by his facial expressions. And he was holding on to that, even though, his son told him that that's not what the face is about, that my face is about, I forget exactly what he was saying, but he was trying to explain it, that he was trying to process, I guess. He had questions, trying to process what his dad was saying. And his dad came back and said, oh, so this is your, I'm kind of talking down to him and everything. But I just want to say to Maurice, is it not receptive, or is it not sure how to translate his feelings in a way that everyone will understand? Because you have not only Maurice, but his mother and Kimmi are there. The cameras are there. So the whole world is actually going to be in on this conversation. So maybe this child doesn't know how to translate his feelings in a way that his mom will understand, his dad will understand, Kimmi will understand, and that it won't seem like he's being some type of way to the rest of the world. And maybe also he just wants everyone to understand, including the viewers. I don't know, but I just didn't get that he's not receptive. I got that he's processing, maybe. And maybe you're not expressing yourself in such a way. And I also find it kind of ironic that Maurice is saying that Maurice Jr. isn't being receptive when he himself wasn't being receptive. It's just like the pot calling the kettle black. Because when his son went to explain to him that, no, this isn't what that face is giving, this is what I mean, this is what's going on with me, he refuted that. So Maurice, you aren't being receptive yourself. As far as Kimmi and Kiowa, I think they pretty much understand that Monster is dealing with something. I just feel like Kimmi doesn't want it to be her responsibility. She said that she doesn't want to be the heavy disciplinary, and I don't blame her. I understand where she's coming from. Like, this whole situation was just dropped on her. I feel like she and Maurice have even bigger issues that she has to deal with, right now. And especially at this particular time when this episode was aired, she was dealing with her health and just trying to be healthy and in a good place. Healthy as far as her body and mentally as well. And then just putting all of this pressure on her with Maurice's son, it's just a lot. And I feel that Kiowa, I guess that's how you say her name, Kiowa should have been a little bit more compassionate towards Kimmi and what she was going through as well. As far as this boot camp that they talk about, well, obviously boot camp isn't working. I mean, you're getting up him early in the morning for what? Apparently he's still continuing to do the same things, not respond the way you guys want him to respond. He's not cleaning his room, and whatever the other chores are, he's not doing those things. So boot camp, it needs to be pulled. And it's just like Kiowa was saying, there has to be another motivator. There has to be something else. Something is not coming across, and boot camp is not doing it. During this whole episode, and the conversations back and forth between them and in episodes prior, in my opinion, it seems like Maurice is pushing his agenda onto Kimmi without being, again, receptive as to how she's even feeling. Receptive of the fact that she's going through a tumultuous time. Like, her body is experiencing a lot of trauma and change. Her hormones are all over the place. A lot of what Kimmi is going through isn't even controllable. And I'm sure she wished she could control it, but it's due to the changes in her body. It's due to all of the medications. It's due to just being tired and worn down from the radiation and the chemo. And this man just doesn't get it. Like, he has no empathy for his own daughter. I'm sorry, his own wife. No empathy or compassion for his own wife. I feel like he hears her words, but he's discounted her heart. And he continues to do so by pushing her in a position she doesn't want to be in. Kimmi doesn't want to be in a position to be Maurice Jr.'s disciplinary. She doesn't want to do that. She never asked for him to come into the home. He was pushed on her. Maurice made that decision. Kiowa, they made that decision. And the next thing Kimmi knew, the son was moving in. He moved his son in without considering her and expects her to move as though he's been there all of his life. He expects her to treat Maurice Jr. as though she actually raised him from a baby. She got him from a time in his age where he's already starting to come into who he's going to be. His character's already being built. They say that a child starts coming into their own by the age of 6, and that there will be some things that habits, characteristics, their personalities that just cannot be changed, because by the time they're 6, because they have already grown into that part of themselves for the most part. And that's what Kimmi's dealing with. She's dealing with a child who's already developed his personality traits, who's already developed his characteristic traits. Not that some of his characteristics, some of the things about him cannot be changed, but she's dealing with a child who is right now 16 years old, and he's still a child. He's still trying to figure it out. He's dealing with his own hormones. He's dealing with peer pressure. So it was a weird time to actually take him out of his mother's home and put him into the home with him and Kimmi, especially when Maurice didn't have the time to be present. And when I say present, I don't mean just be in the house, but actually being involved in Monster's life, being involved in his activities, doing things with him that will cause Monster to trust him and build a relationship where he can actually express his feelings to his father. So, and as far as Kimmi and Monster, well, they're still, in my opinion, they're still building their relationship, right? She's still getting to know him, and they're still building their relationship. She may have had visits with him, prior to him moving into the home. But once you move into the home, that's when you actually get to see how a person is for the most part on a full-time basis. They didn't have that before. So they're both learning each other. They're learning each other's ways. They're learning how each other lives and things like that. And to top things off, he was moved, like I said, he was moved in at a weird time. So, and Kimmi, let me just say this. If he's not cleaning his room every day, how is mowing the lawn once a week punishment? I mean, I don't know, y'all. In my mind, I just don't see that as punishment. I'm going to have to mow the grass once a week. I'd probably rather mow the grass once a week than do my room every day. I don't know. You have to kind of see what motivators that particular child has, and work that way. Like, what are the things that child really likes? What is the thing that child really enjoys? I mean, maybe cut out TV or take away the cell phone if he has one. But I don't know. To me, and I'm just thinking of me when I was a kid, I'd be like, okay, I'll mow the grass once a week. I don't feel like cleaning my room, but I'll mow the grass once a week. But I'm not cleaning my room every day. But I don't know. I think at this particular point in time, Monster's trying to process a lot. He's missing his mother's hugs. He's missing her affection. He's missing all of that from Maurice, in addition to him not being present or being receptive. He can't really speak to his father or talk to his father the way that he talks to his mother, because they show later on in the episode where Maurice Jr., I'm trying not to say Monster, so that's the struggle. Maurice Jr. and Kiowa go to dinner and they talk, and he opens up a little bit more with her. So you can tell that he really, really misses his mother. And I just don't understand why he's being held hostage over at Maurice's house with Kimmi. And I say hostage because he doesn't want to be there. It's obvious he doesn't want to be there. Maurice, he might live in the home. And again, this is just my opinion. This is my allegation. He might live in the home, but if the only time they spend is discussing homework and chores, then Maurice is none other than, in my opinion, an elevated taskmaster. And Kimmi is the house marm. She's the one who cooks and cleans. I mean, make sure he does his chores. But so I don't know. It's just really, really disheartening. It was really disheartening to see Maurice Jr. going through this, and you could just see in his face that he's struggling with a lot of things. I feel counseling with his birth parents first, like Kimmi suggested, is a great idea. Let them work things out, and then add Kimmi into the mix. Monster is withholding his feelings, and I wonder, could it be that, like his mom, he's feeling Kimmi is the side chick? So maybe that's why he's not opening up to her. I mean, he's at an age where he does have access to social media, and he can he can read things. He can hear things, right? So could that be it? Because Kiowa hasn't let go of the fact that she believes that Kimmi is the side chick, or was the side chick that broke her marriage up, or had something to do with the demise of her marriage. And I feel like that could be possibly one of the things that's going on in the back of Maurice Jr.'s mind that may make it hard for him to actually express himself, because he doesn't want to step on any toes. Because I feel that he does have like a respect for Kimmi, sort of, because he knows that Kimmi does care about him. You could hear that at least in her conversation. Who knows what happens behind closed doors? But one of the things that Maurice said was that, when we're talking at you, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's another problem. You shouldn't be talking at him. You should be talking with him. It should be a conversation that's forward moving towards some progress. But when you're talking at someone, just talking at them and going, they tend to block you out and you tend to get nowhere. So anyway, y'all, that's all I have in this video. I just really feel bad for Maurice's son at this particular point in time. I know that Maurice and Carlos King did an interview, and I've been hearing some things about that interview. I don't know. Carlos King just grates my nerves. I mean, it's his whole voice, that laugh on top of all of the other things. But I might go ahead and take a listen to the interview and grab what I can out of it and be back. But at any rate, I do have other commentary that I'll be bringing you on the other castmates. Like I said, I have someone who's been dropping a lot of information in my lap, just taking my time to kind of put it together to make it all make sense. So that's all I have for you for now. Hit the like button if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Hit the notification bell, because I will be back. Until then, ciao.